Luzon,
Visayas.
Mindanao.
The diversity and richness of Philippine literature evolved side by side with the country's history.
During the Commonwealth period, a new set of colonizers brought about new changes in the Philippine literature.
Philippine literature is a literature associated with the Philippines from prehistory, through its colonial legacies and on to present.
It is the largest island of the Philippines, where the country's capital, Manila, is located. Welcome to Luzon. Let's start at Region 1, Ilocos region of Luzon, particularly at the province of Pangasinan. Pangasinan is also known for its delicious mangoes and ceramic oven-baked calasio puto, or native rice cake. Pangasinan has been described as a gateway to northern Luzon. Here is Carlos Bulusan, born to Ilocano parents in the Philippines in Binalunan, Pangasinan. He was an English-language Filipino novelist and poet who immigrated to America. His best-known work today is the semi-autobiographical America is in the Heart, but he first gained fame for his 1943 essay on the freedom from want. America is in the Heart, like most Filipino people in America at that time, Bulusan experienced severe racial discrimination, but he found community with other Filipinos and joined the labor movement that fought to unionize ethnic workers. In America is in the Heart, Carlos Bulusan depicts the vitriolic racism and prejudice that Filipinos in America experience on a daily basis. Bulusan tells his own story as part of a marginalized group's difficult journey towards becoming real American. Next region, the Cordillera Administrative Region, or CAR. This region is the most diversified ethno-linguistic region. It comprises 6 provinces, 10 dialects, but the Ilocano is the most spoken one. And now, here is Edith L. Chempo, a poet, fictionist, teacher, and literary critic, was one of the finest Filipino writers in English, whose works are characterized by a remarkable fusion of style, substance of craftsmanship, and insight. Her much anthologized piece is entitled Halaman and Bonsai, a poem that talks about love. The poet is telling its readers that love can only be for a moment or temporary because hatred could come, which could destroy love at the same time. Love can be forever or eternal. One of the treasured epic in CAR region is with Hud ni Aliguyon. It narrates events about the culture and traditions of the Ifugao and their hero Aliguyon. That's all for Luzon. See ya!
Now in Visayas. The Visayas is a cluster of islands in the middle of the archipelago. The literature of Eastern Visayas refers to the literature written in Waray and Cebuano by writers from the region. Of the two, it is Waray literature that has been collected, recorded, and documented by scholars and researchers, a movement largely spurred by the interest of German priests managing a university in Tacloban City, who saw the necessity of gathering and preserving the literary heritage of the region. It is in this light that whenever East Visayan literature is written about, it is usually Waray literature that is being described. Here is the one of the famous literary writers in the Eastern Visayas, Mr. Noberto Romualdez. He is a Philippine writer, politician, jurist, and statesman. He was the first Lopez Romualdez to attain national prominence and is deemed the father of the law on the national language. Here is one of the famous literary works of Romualdez, the Zarzuela, ang pagtabang ni San Miguel, or the Aid of San Miguel. According to Filipinas, an authority on the Waray Zarzuela, the earliest Zarzuela production involved that of Noberto Romualdez, ang pagtabang ni San Miguel, which was staged in Tolosa, Leyte in 1899. The Zarzuela as a dramatic form entrailed audiences for its musicality and dramatic action. This dealt with domestic conflicts and the changing mores of Waray society during his time. Now, welcome to Central Visayas. Central Visayas, designated as Region 7, is a region of the Philippines located in the central part of the Visayas Island groups. It consists of 4 provinces: Bohol, Cebu, Negros Oriental, and Siquijor, and the highly urbanized cities of Cebu City, Lapu-Lapu City, and Mandaue City. The region is dominated by the native speakers of Cebuano. Here is one of the famous literary authors in Central Visayas, Mr. Martin Abellana. Martin Abellana, in 1904 to 1989, was a Filipino-Visayan writer. He was a teacher by profession in the years 1956 to 1958. He was president of the Ludabe, a group of writers in Cebuano. His novels are characterized by a concern for the working class. Abellana National School, Cebu City, is named after him. Join us for a fantastic literary works of Martin Abellana. Kaulit sa kalipay, ang kalayos sa sulad, tulisok sa tanlag, basunis sa katingal.
So now for our next destination, we are going to the southernmost island group in the Philippines, here in Mindanao. The Mindanao has its hidden literature that everybody doesn't know. Just a quick background, their literature is a diverse culture which displays the features and culture of the Muslim people here in the Philippines. Mindanao has 33 ethno-linguistic groups, which 13 of them are Islam, 19 are nomads, and 3rd and 4th are Christian settlers. It was then the Americans colonized the region, and the land of the nomads and Muslim have been taken by the colonialists, so they had lost a large area of their ancestral lands. Aside from having a diverse culture, Mindanao is also known for its literature. Mindanao's literature includes fiction, non-fiction, prose, and poetry. Here are some of the known literary works in Mindanao that a you writer should know. One of the most famous literary works from Mindanao is the epic entitled Indarapatra and Sulaiman by Bartolome del Valle. This is a story of King Indarapatra and his brother Sulaiman. When you read it, it teaches people that love for family and country or community are no different. It teaches people that love, when shown, can bring forth good things. Now, writers, do you want to know more literary works about love? Well, Mindanao literature has plenty of them. In fact, our second literary works is the poem entitled Dead Stars by Paz Martinez Benitez. It is all about how a man wasn't able to ask the woman he loves if she loves him back. Many questions and what-ifs were running on his mind, keep on bothering him. He also thinks of what he and her future may be if he didn't pretend and just let them worship her like a goddess, tell her sweet things, and show his undying love towards her. Sounds interesting, right? Well, these two wonderful works is just a glimpse of how rich Mindanao literature have. My dear writers, don't miss the chance to discover and mesmerize by it. Enjoy your trip.
And that concludes our presentation about the literary works from different regions in the Philippines.
Till the next adventure, mabuhay Philippines!
Daghang salamat sa inyong pagtanaw. Writers, continue to discover and inspire.